Brought to you by Penguin. Blood over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang. Read by Moira Quirk.
To the DNF crew, for helping me through the deep night. 1. A field of flowers. Tommel had taken the long way back from scouting. Against his better judgment, he let down his wolfskin hood and welcomed the wind's needles as he pressed through the howling dark. Tommel's gods were in this cold, as they were in the snow and the crocus stem promise of colour fast asleep beneath the freeze. If this was the last time they ever wrapped their arms around him, he wanted to feel it. What was left of Tommel's tribe waited in a huddle at the edge of Lake Tiran. Massed in the dark, the Kaldonai were alarmingly small against the expanse of ice. Of the several scouts who had peeled from the group to look out for dire wolves, snow lions, and rival tribes, Tommel was the last to rejoin the clan, his return bringing their number to 40. 40 people left of a nation that had once numbered in the tens of thousands. "No pursuers," Bayan said as Tommel passed him. It wasn't a question. The lead hunter inferred everything he needed from Tommel's body language. With life ever dwindling across the plains of the Quen, scouting for danger had come to feel more like a formality than a necessary precaution. It had been 6 months since the Kaldonai had encountered another clan, and years since Tommel had seen a direwolf. The most prolific killer on these plains didn't stalk on earthly feet, and the best scout in the Quen could never sense it coming. "Join your family." Bayan nodded to where Maeva and Aris leaned into each other in the dark. "And put your hood up, fool." "Yes, uncle." Tommel smiled and drew his hood over his numb ears, trying not to think that this might be the last time Bayan ever snapped at him. Maeva was quiet as Tommel slipped into a crouch at her side. Tommel had been taller than his older sister for half a decade now, but to him, she would always be a shelter, a hearthlight when all other love had gone from the world. She met his eyes, then turned to the glow beyond the lake, inviting him to follow her gaze and share her hope. Everything about the country on the far shore was alien. The buildings taller than any tree, the spires piercing the sky like teeth, the boom and whir of machinery. The city of Tiran would never be home, but it was a chance at survival. Magical shielding glittered around the metal metropolis, forming a dome that stretched from the sun-eating mountain range in the west to the lower barrows in the east. That bright work of sorcery protected those inside from winter and blight, everything that had driven the Kaldonai to the brink of extinction. "Are you ready?" Aris asked, because that was the kind of inane question he liked to ask. "No." Tommel tried not to sound exasperated with his sister's husband, but really, how ready could a person ever be for near certain death? And if not death, then the enormity of the unknown. The plains of the Quen were the only mother Tommel had ever known, brutal but comprehensible if one had the stillness to listen and learn her mysteries. Even as he beheld the city across the lake, his mind couldn't accept the idea that safety could lie within the incomprehensible sorcery on the other side of that barrier. Maeva reached over and squeezed Tommel's hand, her grip as reassuring as it had been when they were children, and he came crying to her with nightmares of wolves with many mouths. He wanted to slip his deerskin mitten off and grasp her hand in earnest, in case this was the last time. But there was a silent agreement among the Kaldonai not to say goodbye. They had to keep believing, however irrationally, that they would all live to see the sunrise. "Tommel," Maeva said with the soft confidence that told him she could see straight to the doubts massing beneath his composure.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?